Hi again, I am Christer Idhammar, the founder of IDCon Inc. in Raleigh, North Carolina. And today I like to talk about the importance of having a good bill of material for all your equipment. Can you imagine being a planner? You want to plan a job and you can just go in to your equipment record and there you can find all parts you have in store for that piece of equipment and also parts you don't have in store, but what is the delivery time, where do you buy it, etc., etc. That would mean that you could just go in, click on what parts you need, and then have the store stage them or deliver them to an area where they are needed at a click of a button. That would save a lot of money. So I often say that a good bill of material is one of the best friends to a planner. Okay, so why don't we have one? Well, because you most probably missed it when you bought new equipment. It was not included as a request to have this as a standard document that per piece of equipment you would like to have all the parts included in that equipment with the original manufacturer's definition and number on all the parts in that. That is often missed. And just imagine if you've done that to develop that document and include it in your specifications when you buy new equipment might cost one. If you forgot to do that and you do it later, just before you sign the contract, well, it will cost you about 10 times more to do it. And if you already signed the contract and you had started to deliver new equipment, it will typically cost about 100 times more to get that done. And if you have equipment that is 10, 15 years old, well, it's a matter of perhaps 1,000 times more to have that done. So it's important to include this very early in the project. Maintenance should be involved very early and demand that documentation, because the people delivering that equipment, the people who build that equipment, they have all that equipment in electronic format. It's available for them. So why wouldn't you have it? I've seen so many examples where that is being missed. So what is the cost of not having a good bill of material? Well, it's of course very difficult to optimize your store because you don't know how many of those parts you have already running out there. Do I have two of exactly the same part running in the equipment I have, or do you have 427 of them? Well, that might have the impact on shall I buy more of them, or shall I perhaps it's good with what I already have there. As I mentioned, planning takes much longer time if you don't have a good bill of material. And to find the right parts in the store takes much longer time. Also, what parts are repairable should be included in the bill of materials. So you know that if we use that part, well, it goes into the workshop or to a vendor for rebuild and so forth. And there are many other things that will make it difficult if you don't have a good bill of material. The benefits of having one is the opposite of the cost of not having one. It is much less wasted time for both craftspeople and planners if you have a good bill of material. And you also will have a possibility to enable the connection between your financial asset records with your equipment records. You might have bought, for example, 15 pumps on the same asset numbers, so to say, in the financial record, but you have scrapped 4 or 5 of them, but that doesn't match then the asset record, the financial asset record, as I say, and therefore you might have much more equipment in your asset record and you pay taxes on that, etc., etc. And of course, there are many ways you can make it more efficient to build the bill of material on your equipment. You can set up, for example, standard templates for pumps, for drivetrains from motor coupling, gear coupling, for example, or repetitive items. You can contact vendors, of course, and have them to help you to come in and do it for you, actually. And also, you need to have a very good structure of your equipment. You need to say what is an assembly, what is a sub-assembly, what are components, and what are parts, or whatever nomenclature you use here. But that is very important to have that structure in the right way. You can also see to that your computer system always tag the parts you take from the stores to the equipment where they are being used. And by that, at least you get some information on a regular basis on where parts are used, and that can help you to update the bill of material. You also see to that as a standard procedure, every time you rebuild a piece of equipment, have the mechanics actually check, is the bill of material accurate, or do we need to do any modifications of the equipment, of the bill of material. Well, that was a very short description of what a bill of material is, and also the benefits of having one and the cost of not having one. And of course you can read much more about this in one of my books, the Results-Oriented Reliability and Maintenance Management, or in my latest book, Knocking Bolts. Thank you very much for looking at this. Thank you.